It is a great honor and a privilege to introduce Shirley Black, a very close neighbor, patient, friend for many years. Shirley, your maiden name was Shear. You grew up in London and you had a very close connection with Rabbi Solomon Schonfeld. Could you give us the background?
Okay. I had the privilege of teaching in the Hasmonean Girls' School in Hendon from 1960 till 1963. At the time, Rabbi Schonfeld was the principal of the school. He didn't actually work in the school as such, but he was always behind the scenes, and it was our great pleasure that every Thursday morning he would come to the school, and at the end of the assembly he would speak to each and every teacher in turn and ask them how they're getting on and are they happy with things, and it was a real pleasure. Apart from anything else, he was incredibly handsome, and when he used to walk into the assembly hall, he somehow filled the room. He was an absolutely amazing man who, for him, nothing was too difficult. And I remember when I became engaged and I was going to live in Manchester, obviously, as far as I was concerned, I had to give him my notice, because in those days, certainly, the journey from London to Manchester used to take between 4 and 5 hours. Well, when I handed in my notice to Rabbi Schonfeld, he called me to his office and he said, "I don't understand. Why are you leaving?" I said, "Rabbi Schonfeld, I'm getting married and I'm going to live in Manchester." So he said, "And?" So I said, "Well, I can't commute between London and Manchester." In the end, I think he understood, although for him it would not have been a problem, because he used to walk miles on Shabbos to go to different shuls to speak, so nothing was too much for him, and that was how he was able to save so many children during the war, because I think it's well known that he would organize where they were going to stay without really knowing exactly where they were going, but he would bring the children to England and then he would have to then find homes for them. And somehow he always managed. I remember he came to our wedding. I got married to my husband Mervyn in the end of 1963, and Rabbi Schonfeld spoke at our wedding, which was a very, very great honor. I can't think of many more memories. Oh yes, I do remember one incident. In fact, my husband reminded me. He had an aliyah in the Hendon Adash Shul, where he davened quite often, and after the aliyah, he finished saying the Haftorah. Somebody said to him, "Rabbi Schonfeld, are you going to address the congregation today?" He said, "I've just spoken," and raised his hands to heaven. I can't think of any other things, but it was certainly a privilege and a pleasure to have worked for him. Thank you. Good night. Enough?